Hey, everybody, what's going on? Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing well. We have got, let's see here. We have Dark Lord Minette, which is Xander. Welcome. Carla may be here from Living a Rogue Life. If not, enjoy the nap. Love the land every day. Welcome. Janet Northern Girl Hobbies. Whoop, whoop. Hello. Let's see here. Lisa Colovi is in the house. Hey, Rebecca, Touch My Yarn. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Broke Cowgirl. Yep, today is Friday. Let's see here. Hey, Growing with Hudson. Hope you're doing well, Q. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey there, Craig Tim. Oh, neat. You guys are back from Texas. Well, welcome back home. It's a little colder here. Hey, Rochelle Brampton Gardner. Welcome in. So what have you guys been up to? Tell me what's going on with you guys. We didn't have a live last week. There's just too much going on. So we just decided to let it go. Like Elsa, let it go. Hey, Sarah Rising Swine. Hope you're doing well, my friend. So while I'm waiting for you guys to type in what's going on with you guys, just wanted to give you an update on Waylon. He seems to be himself again. He's doing really well. He got his second injection for the worm issue, and he's back to normal. So he seems to be doing really, really well. He is first out of the house per usual and screaming at me, and it's just pretty funny. So he's doing really well. So I'm glad to hear that. The other thing is Mountain Grandma and I are still hosting sourdough with us, and that's through November 30th. So feel free to join in. Anybody can join in. Just tag us in the channel, in the description, and we will put you on the playlist. Yep. Gwen, no more wormy poop. No more. I have not seen any for the past. He got the injection last Saturday, and I want to say 2 days before or 3 days before the injection, I no longer saw any. And Hank is doing fine. He's not had an issue at all through all this. Hey, Virginia Alexander, welcome. And so that's good. One thing we did do, and actually Gwen at Broke Cowgirl suggested it, was we bought a weed torch and we burned the pen and the pasture that they were in. So that way we've killed off any eggs. Ryan did a good job of going over it and appeasing me. Is Carla here? I saw she said she was dozing off, but I see people saying hello to her. So, hey, Carla. So he's doing well. And then I talked about the sourdough, and you don't have to be an expert at sourdough. No worries, Jen. Just go do what you're doing, friend. You got to do what you can do. Yeah, they do get pumpkin. Pumpkin's not enough, though. They definitely need more than that. So we have given them more than that, and hopefully it's behind us. Hey, Denise Purcell, Green Granny 2. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Sarah, Homesteading Hustle. Hello, hello. They actually get a lot of pumpkin this time of year because we try to get them cheaper donated. Just looking at the chat to make sure. So what they ended up getting was the two of them got oral ivermectin, and then they got injection ivermectin. In fact, I went out and bought, I'm going to do a video on upgrades on the homestead or investing in your homestead. We bought some things that we felt we needed to make life easier, make life better, because we're going to be switching to a lot more injections for the pigs versus the oral. So everybody, Xander said they're waving like crazy person to everybody in the chat because they can't tag people tonight. So Hey, Holman's Homestead, welcome in, welcome in. so yeah, so he's doing good. I've been busy, and I put up a short up for it, but I did it on Instagram. But I started making cloth napkins, but not like the big, huge ones because I can't stand all the folding and all that stuff. So what I did was just make little square ones, like the size of your disposable paper ones. And they're working out really good. I just made another 12 today. So I got 24 of those, and I'm making paper towels out of fabric. So that way that stuff is reusable. Hello, Tina, Life in the Piedmont. Welcome. The baby quail have eaten a whole feeder full of feed in 24 hours. Yeah, well, they're hungry. They are hungry little peepers. But other than that, just we're busy with like a lot of life stuff that I don't talk about on here, and I'm not going to start tonight. But homestead wise, we're winding down with some things. And hey, River at Homestead, hope you're doing well. So otherwise, we're kind of just winding down with things. We're down to just the 6 pigs. Two, obviously the 2 for meat, the 2 sows, Grant and Norman, and then we've got all our chickens. So it's kind of, chores are a lot easier now. But so we're just, everything's slowing down. We've got everything ready for winter. Everything's put away, which is good. So that's a cool thing. But it's been, we're cold, and then we get warmer, then we get cold, we get warmer. It's just ridiculous. So hopefully this weekend it's supposed to be warmer. We can get some things done because I bought, like I said, some upgrades around here that we want to do. But yeah. So what's going on with you guys? Tell me what have you guys been up to? I know Tina at Life in the Piedmont. Had put out a video today on Azure standards. Virginia Alexander said her son got an 8-point buck this morning. Nice. Congrats. Nice. I'll take neither, Alexander, because we've got it here too. It's been cold. I'm trying to see what it is now. We had 5 last weekend when we had all that ice, but well, now we're 27. River Rat, how are your meat birds doing? They doing good? But anybody working on any projects or anything like that, or anything like that? Curious. It rained all last night until about 10 a.m. here, so I mostly have been doing inside stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm doing mostly now. 80 this week by Tina, and now 40. Ugh. Yeesh. That's crazy. And big swings. Yeah, I've been doing inside stuff. I've been doing like the sewing. I've been doing some crocheting and some knitting. I'm making a dish towel for someone right now, crocheting it. That's awesome, Rebecca. I love it. Jen at Northern Girl Hobbies, we're using it for deworming, medications, and sometimes the dewormer also prevents against lice and mites and all of that kind of thing. But it's just easier when we're injecting them. The problem is when we've been injecting them, the adult pigs love to take off. And so they end up getting stuck a couple times, which is a bit much. Pumpkin is not enough. Pumpkin seeds are not enough. They help, but they're not enough on their own because mine eat tons of pumpkin. And we had one that got really sick from worms, even though we worm all the time. So yeah, but they also like for medications and vaccinations and stuff like that to keep them healthy. So we bought something to be able to do the injections a little easier. Hey, Vase Place. Hey, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. Hope you're doing well. Oh, thank you, Tina. You love my paper towels and crocheting. Hubby is cleaning out his man cave. I'm not going in there. Absolutely. I made Randy's cousin's kids Christmas present this week. Robe and PJs, girls robe and nightgown, all flannel. Beautiful. I love it. That's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. I love it. I just love fun things like that. I've been trying to do inside stuff. I think for me, like one of the skills when you, I don't know, how many of you in the chat know how to sew? It doesn't have to be great, but I mean, how many of you know how to, the skill of sewing, whether it's by hand or with a machine or both? Give me a thumbs up if you know how to sew. Yeah. See? Yeah, by hand. I'm so thankful that is one skill I was taught. Great. I see a bunch of you can sew. That's awesome. Diesel's barking because Ryan went outside. Hey, enough. Bad dog. Yeah, so a lot of you can do it. That's really cool because I think that it's such a crucial skill to know. And whether you're doing it by hand or you're doing it on a machine or whatever, I think it's just such an important skill to know. Nice. Yeah, I can sew by hand. I prefer not to either. My sewing by hand is horrible. My mother could sew a hem and it would look professional. You would never even see the hem on the outside. She was the world's greatest hemmer. I don't even know. Brampton Gardner says, I have my terrarium project coming. That's exciting. Holman's Homestead said 10 more pieces of roof and we'll be done with the barn. That's exciting. River Rat said meat birds are doing good, but it's dropping into the 20s tonight. Ugh, they'll be all right, Red. You've got them covered. And as long as they have access to feed, they'll be fine. That'll keep them warm. I knit, but the only sewing I do is put on a button. That's okay. You know how to do it. My grandmother would stay home with me, and she showed me by hand. I can't work a mechanical one to save my life. Huh. Broke cowgirl, I can hem like that too. God bless you, because I can't. I don't have the patience. It does take skill, Lisa. When I was 19, I made my newborn daughter out a pair of pants all by hand, free-handed. That's awesome. I'm not that persnickety and we'll just hem on the machine. Yep, they'll do a blind hem. Brampton Gardner. Oh, and Christmas decorations. Yep. Rising Swine is working away, typing away papers over there. Yeah, that's a lot. I remember those days. Oh my gosh, it was like every weekend. Yeah, I think it's a good skill to know, and I think it's really easy. Really a good skill to have because it's so handy. Like I said, I bought 2 yards of fabric and I whipped up those paper towels and it took me no time at all. And I just cut them roughly, blew a little seam allowance, sewed them, and they were good to go. And the same with the napkins. And that's why I went and got more today. And Gwen, I'll have to show you the colors because can you believe it, Gwen? They didn't have the last yard of that same fabric in a local small quilt store. Crazy. Someone bought it yesterday. Vase Place, a jacket made from my old pants. Oh, gotcha. Dexter has decided to lay on my arm. Hard to type. Totally get it. Yeah, I think it's a really good skill. And I think, the crocheting and the knitting are also excellent skills to have. I know for me, I've used sewing on the homestead so many times, whether I'm sewing up a hay bag, not the ones that we have, but the ones I've had before. So it's just crazy. The fabric that I use is 100% cotton. Yeah, it was 100% cotton. I looked for flannel because I wanted to make the paper towels out of that, but the napkins were 100% cotton. And I went by feel also, very soft. And the reason why I did that is because over time the cotton will absorb more. Sewing project for the winter is going to be finishing a king size quilt that I've had going since my 32-year-old daughter was born. Wow. Years ago, I made daughter and I matching shift dresses. Never again. I don't have the patience, but I can knit for hours at a time. I can crochet because I can do it without even looking. Knitting, I'm not as good. So I need to work on that. I'm trying to find out if the knitting circle in town is still going. I went one time because they really weren't doing it much. And then I emailed the lady the other day because I really want to go more often. But maybe it does, Red. It helps with arthritis because you're moving all the time. I don't know. I'm not diagnosed with carpal tunnel, but I can tell you from years of computer work and work with repetitive motions, my wrists and my hands are killing me. Oh, Gwen, that's so cool. The quilt will eventually be hers. Aw. Gosh, you're amazing. So yeah, so that's all we've been working on. Funny thing. Oh, am I frozen? Every single weekend. Yeah, I figured that, Sarah. Oh, every single weekend. I used to dread weekends because I would have to write papers and it was so agonizingly painful for me. Oh. So what was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh yeah, it does suck. Totally sucks. I have totally drawn a blank on what I was gonna say. Let me look here again. I have a quilt that not fat quarters, but I bought these squares pre-cut from I think it was from Walmart, and I wanted to put that together. So, oh, that was what I wanted to say. So crocheting, I can just do no problem. I can crochet anything. I'll do it free-handed. I'll make my own patterns up. I'll make things no problem. But knitting, not so much. Not so much. We were sewing. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I need to finish it. I need to finish it. The problem is every time I lay it out, Diesel decides to wake up. So I really have to lay it out on a bed like Rochelle told me to do a long time ago. Hey, Lantern Creek. Oh, broke cowgirl. I know what it was. So I made chicken broth this week. And that's Jelly Roll reminded me. You're going to understand why in a minute. I made chicken broth this week. So every single time we take out one of our homegrown chickens, I cut the back off. And so I don't want to throw the back out. So what I do is I take it and I throw it in a pot and I make broth that night. And I usually boil it for a few hours and then put it in the fridge, let it cool down, put it in the fridge. And the next day I bring it out and boil it up some more. I used my freeze-dried onions. I used carrots, freeze-dried carrots from last year's harvest. Some of them were purple. Guess what color my chicken broth is? Purple. So I have purple chicken broth, and then when it came out of the canner, it was more of a wine color, but it is so funny looking, but it is so tasty, so good. Hey, Vineyard Chicks. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, no, it wasn't beets. It was from the purple carrots. I used purple carrots. And they turned everything purple, like the chicken carcass was extremely purple. But it tastes so good, but it just made me laugh all week because it's beautiful. So I had posted on Facebook, and somebody, a friend of ours, said that we should make risotto with seared scallops. So now I'm drooling for that because I want to use this purpley wine colored, bone broth stuff. And the funniest thing is that I really want scallops now, but I'm in the middle of the West. I'm in the Midwest. I'm not gonna. There's no coast around me, so finding scallops will be hard. 10 quarts for a quart of bouillon. Neat. Yeah, I've not done it yet. I will have to try that. Nice. My grandmother would make a stew that looked like something the dog puked up. Smelled worse than what the cat dragged in, but man, it was so good, and no one in the family could find the recipe card. Oh my gosh. Hi, Denjid. So it was really funny. It's pretty interesting. I wonder if I could show you. It'll probably be blurry. Yeah, I would totally freeze it first, because that's just a lot to be making your machine work. Let me see if it comes up. Oh, hang on, guys. Guys, can you see it even though it's blurry? Can you see the color? Hi, Andale. That was the color before it went in the canner. Good night, Tina. Have a good evening. Have a nice weekend. And then doing well, thanks, Den. And then this was the color after the canner. I know you can't see the whole jar because it's blurry because of the background, but isn't that crazy? Hey, Ariella. So it's pretty funny because the purple carrots all did that, turned it purple, but it tastes amazing. Yeah, it looks like wine. It really does. It really does. It was really purple too, but yeah, it looks like wine now. So funny. I couldn't believe it. But who cares, right? Tastes good. That's what matters. I freeze whatever is extra in the ice cube trays. Like if I don't have enough to do a jar to can it. So. Oh, that would make me sad too. Purple green beans turn green when you cook them. That is sad. Oh, thanks, Lantern Creek. Yeah, it would look good in the pantry if I could fit it in there. I got to try, and that's one of the projects for this winter, is trying to fit all the canned items in the pantry, because to date they've not fit. So it's a bit of a pain in the neck. But I do put them in ice cube trays. I've been just canning it, and it's been really helpful because I have that small batch canner, so it's pretty handy. Yeah, I would eat them raw too. Those are good. Those are good. I'm just looking up real quick here. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, you had to move the pantry around this year. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to empty it all out and make sure shelves are stable for all that. You know, the shelves are stable enough to hold the weight. Ryan, time to cut down some more trees to make a new pantry. Well, funny you mention that, Lisa, because we have a lot of trees that need to come down. So we're just talking about when we're going to get them done. Have a good evening, Vase Place. Thanks for coming by. Neighbor contacted me this evening. She has a bunch of garden seeds, things she can or won't eat. I'm going to go get them tomorrow. Good for you. That's awesome. That's really cool. It's funny. I won a chicken door. It's my second one that I won on Instagram. Same kind, which is really funny. And I'll do that in the upcoming video as well, of the things that we added to the homestead, whether we bought it or we won it or whatever. But yeah, a bunch of different things. I still have to do my garden yields video. Things just got a little crazy busy at the end of the season. Is there any way I could make Norman's room a pantry? I would need to insulate it more. It is way too cold. When Norman was in there, it was down to 0 at one point. So it would need a lot of insulation. I don't know that we want to do that. However, I think that what we have would work. It just needs to be reorganized. All right. Hope mom and dad are doing well. Have a great weekend, Holman's Homestead. I think that, so here's the thing, we have some really nice shelving in our pantry. And when you buy canned goods, not mason jar canned, like cases of canned vegetables, you can stack them on top of each other, open the front of the case, right? 3 or 4 high. Well, with the jars, you can only stack them 2 layers. That's it. Bottom layer, top layer. That's it. They say not to go any higher than that. So that's part of my issue. I don't want to waste the space. So I'm trying to find out like where I can put them that they will stack that double layer, but be out of the way so I can still use the whole other side. Have a fun day tomorrow. Good night, Brampton Gardner. Thanks for stopping by. And no worries, Heather. No worries. Oh, that's cool, Red. Pepper plant is starting to get a couple flowers. Nice. Mine came in and they got white flies. I was so mad. I could have sprayed them with something. I didn't even bother. I said, I'm done. So yeah, so it was pretty cool. We got all that done, and it'll be nice to get all that stuff in the pantry. Right now, I just keep canning it and stacking it wherever I can stack it. But I'm trying to do that because it's like I'm trying to be a lot. They call it less waste homestead, right? And so it's just trying to reduce waste. And one of the things we've reduced really a lot is food waste. So we're continuing with that theme and just trying to waste a lot less. So that way it just makes sense. I think it just makes sense. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here going, I'm trying to save the planet. That's a great thing. Don't get me wrong, but I'm being honest. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm being cheap. And I just don't want to spend the money on things that I don't need to spend the money on. Anybody have any good announcements, exciting announcements, or anything news they want to share? It's wintertime. Folks are tired. They want to go to bed early. I don't blame them. Holiday season's coming up. If anybody's got any announcements, I'm glad to share. I'll give you guys a minute. Just going to go through the chat real quick. Milk and Honey says, we stopped garbage service over 10 years ago, but most of our food is homegrown, so not as much waste as far as garbage. That's awesome. That's awesome. And you're milking your Dexter cow? How's that going? That's great. That's exciting. That's really cool. Fun stuff. Lots of fun stuff. But that's all I got, folks. I don't want to keep you here forever if I got nothing much. But I just want to give you guys a chance. If anybody's got any good announcements, I want to get them out there. If not, we have 8 chickens and average 7 eggs a day. Andale, that is amazing. That's amazing. Ugh. Mine are all molting and they are slowing down. I wish I could get this family to cut out garbage, just trying to teach the young ones. Yeah. Heather said, I'm good, a little sore in a few areas, but so happy going to make cheese soon. That's awesome. It is exciting, Anne, isn't it? It's just like Christmas morning every day when you get eggs. I love it. I remember when my chickens first started laying, I was so excited. So fun. Well, guys, I am going to get going. That's all I got tonight. I'm just trying to keep the baby quail alive. Wouldn't you know, the day after moving him out to the barn, we dropped from 85 to 58. Oh my gosh. Sheesh. All right, guys. Well, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Stay warm, stay dry, stay safe. If you're in a hot place, stay cool. But have a great weekend. Thanks for being here. Take care. Bye.